these names, how do they stick out to you? Chris Simon, Dale Hunter, Bob Probert, Donald Brashear, Clark Gillies, Ty Domi, Dave Schultz. What do these names stand out for you when you came into the NHL?
Well, a lot of them were way earlier than me,
Mm-hmm.
but I knew who they were. But the first thing I think of, great guys. Like, I've talked to all those guys, most of them. You know what I mean? Like, you always run across somebody. They're always good guys. Whether they're wild on the ice, they're pretty 99% time. If you really get to know these guys, they're really nice and sweet and like loving. And you would never think that, but truly that's the case. So that's the first thing. But they're also killers. They were mean, want to knock you out, want to hit you when you're down and hurt you. Oh, yeah. There's some bad boys in that group, man. And a lot of those guys, I was too young to fight. I love Ty Domi. Like he calls me, he's a good guy. Like he truly is. Like he'll give you, like advice on things. He's been through everything. I could call him and be like, hey, dude, hey, man, what do you think of this? And he would just talk to you for an hour. Like, that's the kind of guy. Most of those guys are. The guys I know, I'm telling you. But they went through some hardcore times. It's very stressful to do that. Everybody's like, oh, you're in the NHL. But it was honestly really, really stressful. Even if some of those guys are 6'5", 6'6", and they look mean as hell, it takes a toll on your mind, dude. It truly does. So you got to give them respect, man.
The word enforcer, the definition of enforcer, a person who imposes their will by violence and intimidation. Where do you fit in with that definition of enforcer?
I'm a psycho, man. Yeah, but like I'm 5'11", dude. Like I'm not big. I had to fight everybody that was bigger than me. I had to fight guys that were 60 pounds heavier than me. So it's not like I'd always act tough on the ice, but I don't want to hit guys when they're down. I would catch guys with their head down and hit them awkwardly, man, and put them down. But you feel bad about it, but I'm doing my thing. But I'd fight anybody, but I wasn't the big 6'5" guy walking in. No, I'm 5'11", dude.
5'11". You're 5'11".
When I have to go against the monsters. It's not just like I'm going to go toe. No, I have to like figure out a strategy against them and fight for 2.5 minutes. So like I was in my own little element with that.
But, I like that. I like that. You it's perfect. I was 5'11". Good. So it's not 5'11". You're 5'11".
5'11", dude.
There you go.
Well, if you look at all the other heavies, man, they're monsters. And Ty Domi's another exception.
Yes.
Not many other guys are. Mm-hmm. Especially when you get to my era, when you had Bugard and McIntyre cruising around.
Mm-hmm. Rob Ray.
Razor was like 6'1", but he was big. Mm-hmm. Like he was thick. He was tougher than hell.
Mm-hmm. But Rob Ray, he'll tell you, and we're going to have him on after you, he'll tell you when he came into the league, he was a goal scorer. They transitioned him into an enforcer because they had goal scorers over there with the Sabres. So they needed somebody to stick up for these players. And being that he was rough, he was a roughneck, he was tough, they transitioned him into the enforcer role. And he had a long career, 13, 14 years in the NHL because of that. It changed his career.
Listen. You always want to be a goal scorer. Once you're a goal scorer when you're young and you get into the mix with the best in the world, you're not a goal scorer anymore. So what are you? But Razor was a killer. I bet you he was tough when he was a kid. Mm-hmm. He was a straight up killer. Will knock you out. But if he wanted to be a goal scorer in the NHL, he would have been a goal scorer because that's where the money's at, homie. Are you kidding me? No one's going to the NHL like, hi, I'm scoring 30 a year. Wait a minute, I want to be a heavyweight. No. It goes the other way. If he was able to score goals in the NHL, he would have done it.
Well, it's interesting. It's interesting because before he came into the NHL, when he was drafted, he scored like 30 goals in the OHL.
In juniors, he was awesome in juniors.
Yes.
He's playing against kids younger.
Right. And
I
that's,
didn't even do that.
Yes.
He was way better than me in juniors, skill-wise and all that. I was just learning. He was awesome in juniors. There's a shit ton of guys that were in juniors that scored a ton of goals.
Yep.
But and were tough. But you get with the best of the best.
Right.
And you're going against all these Russian guys and Czech guys that are so skilled. You can't comprehend it. Now you got to form your way. So you got to give him respect for being in the league.
Of course.
A tough guy.
No question.
That's the hardest thing in the world to do. That guy was tougher than hell. Awesome guy, too. Rob Ray.